Greetings, welcome to the world of spreadsheets. Some people find them quite terrifying, but they really are very, very easy to use. And I'm going to just do two very basic spreadsheets that you can use essentially as a calculator. But before we do that, where do you get your spreadsheet? You can do it online, free of charge, at Google Docs, if you have a Google account. Or of course, you can download Microsoft Office. And, well, they have this thing here called one-time purchase. That sounds good. Oh, doesn't work. They have another one here. One-time purchase. It doesn't work. So, in other words, what they're saying is you have to now have Office 365, Microsoft 365 personal. And it's $59 a month, which is 1,048 Namibian dollars a month, which if you invested that over 40 years, you would have $3 million. $3.3 million. Not giving that to Microsoft. So what I do is download for free LibreOffice, your free Office suite, and it's compatible with all of the Office files, and it's backed by a non-profit organization. Here we go, Microsoft Office, toodaloo. So here's LibreOffice. And there's one thing before we go any further you may want to know. When you do a spreadsheet, for example, you can save it as an Excel spreadsheet, but you see automatically it wants to save it as an ODF spreadsheet, which I like, open document format. In other words, I can open that document with any software and don't have to have Microsoft software to do it. But what you may want to do, because you're working with other people, go to Tools, go to go to Options, Tools, Options, and where it says Load Save, do you see here, Load Save? You may want to say Always Save As, do you see here, Always Save As, and you may want to change that to Excel. Because your other friends are using Excel and you don't want to keep saving it as Excel, it'll automatically do it as an Excel file if that's what you want. It's not what I want, but that's fine if that's what you want. Good. Basic spreadsheet. First day of the month, and here's something you can do on LibreOffice. You can do it on Microsoft Office, but it's a bit tricky to do it. Here's one. And I just take that, you see the little blue dot? I'm just going to drag that down to 31. And I've got the days of the month. And I may want to also say, hang on, what was the first? It was a Tuesday. So I may want to write here, Tuesday. And again, see the little blue square? Drag that down. And I've now got a calendar for the month. And I can say on Tuesday, let's say I'm a dentist, and I've got one patient, and the patient paid $500. Wednesday, I had two patients, and they paid $1,000. The day after, I had three patients, and they paid $1,500. I'm just making it very sort of basic, $500. Saturday and Sunday, I didn't make any money at all. So, let's just do that. Sorry, I'm just going to add another 500 there. All right. So Saturday and Sunday we don't have any customers, but the rest of the time we do, or patients, because I'm a dentist. All right, so here's my income. Now, second last thing I do is here, and I go Alt equals. Alt on your keyboard and the equals sign. Alt equals, and then just press Enter. Boom, that's it, I'm done. In other words, what I've done is I've made a nice calculator that calculates for the month how much money I've made. And you can also, by the way, do the same thing. I'm going to leave it there for the moment. And here at the bottom, I could actually rename that and say October 2024. And the next month, I would do another one. I would call this November 2024, and I would do exactly the same thing. So the one was here, wasn't it? And I just do that. And I would also do, I don't know what November 1st is, a Friday, so that will be a Friday. And I will simply, again, drag that blue dot down, and we're done. Yeah. And again, exactly the same thing each day as you get patients. Sorry, that's a Sunday. Saturday and a Sunday, you won't have any patients. Every day the dentist has a patient, he just does that. And again, at the bottom here, Alt equals, done. Sorry, why didn't it do anything? Oh, because it doesn't know the range, because I haven't filled in numbers, so I needed some of them. So you have to complete the month first, like that. Then you can do Alt equals, and it'll work like that. All right, is that clear? Now you can say October. I made 19,000 from my patients. In November, I made 12,500 from my patients. The beauty of this is, you have a record of all of your money every month, what you made each day, how many patients you had each day, what they paid you. And if you make a mistake, unlike a calculator, Thursday I only had one patient, 500. Boom. Automatically, do you see at the bottom, it changes the total. This is the beauty of a spreadsheet. So this is an easy way to do it. I'm going to give you now a way which is a little bit more complicated, but you may find it worth it. I'm going to put at the top here 500, and I'll tell you now why we do that. And I'm going to say on Tuesday I had one patient. So here I'm going to put equals that, and I'm just clicking with my mouse, times that, and I'm clicking with my mouse, and I click enter. Yeah, and you can see the formula. If you're interested at the top here, it says the formula is equals E4 times D2. E4, which is that, you see there's the E, there's the 4, and here's D2, there's the D, and there's the 2. Right, I'm going to do one thing, which is a little bit odd, but bear with me. I want to lock this 500. Every calculation I want to do is always going to be 500, because 500 is the fee I charge patients when they come into my dentist. So $D, $2. Just added a $sign in front of the D, $sign in front of the do. Don't panic. That's all you've got to do. That's the worst. The worst, as they say, is over. Tuesday, I had 3 patients. It was a good day. Thursday, 2 patients. Saturday, no patients. Sunday, no patients. Monday, I had 1 patient. Yeah, that's a bit meager, isn't it? Let me say Monday I had 3 patients, right? And again, I'm just going to do that throughout the month. And here, I'm going to say copy, Control C, and paste, Control V. It's automatically worked out because I had 3 patients. Remember my formula? I didn't have to do anything. It automatically knows 3 times 500 is 1,500. Yeah? Good. Exactly the same thing. What do I do at the bottom here? Alt equals. And I could do another thing under this column, Alt equals, and that'll tell me how many patients I had. So in October, I had 46 patients, and they brought me $23,000. Yep. What is this? This is my income. Over here, let's write expenses. And let's think of what expenses you might have. Obviously, you've got your rent, wherever you are. Let's say it's 4,000. That's a good rent. Electricity will cost you 1,000. Petrol will cost you 1,000. So your cell phone in Namibia, we pay $20 a week, equals 20 times 4. You can just type in 80 if you want, but I like to do it that way. And certificates. Now, certificates is interesting. I'm going to say equals, let's say it's 6,000 a year. Equals 6,000 divided by 12, because there's 12 months in a year. Enter. In other words, per month, the certification for your practice is going to cost you $500 a month. And you can't run a business unless you reinvest into the business. An emergency fund, something goes wrong, COVID comes up again, you need to have some money in reserve to keep you going. So I could just say something like 200 a month or whatever the case may be, but I'm going to be clever here. I'm going to say equals that, and when I say that, I'm just clicking with my mouse. I don't know what that is, but I can see it's 23,000 times 5 over 100. In other words, times 5%. That, which is actually D35, times 5 over 100, 5%. My savings are 1,150 for that month. Again, same thing. I'm just going to copy that. I think it's going to be easier. Copy that, and there we are. We've got that. And my profit is going to be equals that, which is my income, minus that, which is my expenses. I made a profit of 15,270. There's one thing I didn't include. Don't you have to pay tax? So I'll say equals, again, my income for the month times, let's say you've got a good tax consultant and you're going to pay an average of 10% on tax every year. Well, let's add the tax there. Profit of 12,970. Good. There's an interesting thing you can do. You can say, if I reduced my fee to $400 an hour, what would happen? Oh, well, I would only get a profit. Remember, this is the profit column here. I would only get a profit of 9,000. Yeah? Whereas with 500, I get a profit of 12,970. So you can start working with these figures and seeing how they go. Now, we're going to do exactly what we did before. We're going to say duplicate. Now it's easy. We've done the hard work. We're going to say duplicate. And this one we're going to call, this is for next month, November 2024. There we go. And now, of course, patients are different. I didn't have the same. Oh, I had a lot of patients that day. Yeah. So again, I'm just going to cheat here. You would put in the actual figures, but let's make it nice and quick. There we go. And you can see this month I made a bit more profit, 21,000. Last month I made 12,000. Why? Because I had more patients, 65 patients. Remember, last month I had 46 patients. Can you see that as you start adding here at the bottom all of these tabs, you start building up a wonderful database of, I see on Tuesday we only had one patient, but in November on that same Tuesday we had 2 patients. Yeah, etc., etc., etc. And as I say, if you want to put up your fees to 550, you can see then your profit would increase. It also means, of course, if your landlord says, oh, sorry, your office is now $5,000, oh dear, well, I just add that $5,000 there, and again, that amount goes down by $1,000. All automatic. You see how easy it is. Once you've set up this template, all I do each month is simply just make a new one, duplicate it, give it a new name. This is December. And just get rid of these patients. I don't mean get rid of the patients, but get rid of the numbers. And then start again, with 2 that day, 1 that day, 3 that day, etc., etc. And as you work your way through it, you'll see everything starts building up, and at the end of the month you'll know exactly how many patients you had, what they brought in, what your expenses were, and your profit. Income minus expenses equals profit. I love spreadsheets, and I think hopefully from what I've done now you can see they're not as intimidating as many people think. Good luck.